So how old are you?
I am 28.
All right, we're talking about these taboo topics. Are you single or are you married?
I am single.
All right.
Mhm.
Any children?
3.
Oh, damn, you've been working.
Yes, yes, yes.
How many fathers?
I'm not gonna lie, 3.
I'm
Hmm.
always fascinated when I hear one with 3 kids, but why? Just how does that happen?
Honestly, I'm gonna chop it up to my personal childhood.
Okay.
I had both parents not really involved, not the proper guidance. And when it came to decision making, I didn't have the best decision making experiences. I will be honest, my kids are a good bit apart in age range. So I have a 9 year old, 4 year
Mm-hmm.
old, and then an 11-month old. So it wasn't back to back, it was spaced. But yeah.
So what? I mean, okay. So 3 kids, 3 different fathers, and by age 60, what do you want life to look like?
By age 60, okay. So by age 60, I would like to be hopefully retired. Hopefully, I have my businesses established.
Mhm.
I have trust funds for my kids. Um, my
You
kids
said trust funds for
have
your
been through
kids.
college. Hmm.
You say trust funds for your kids. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Um, I think it's trust funds or like
Hmm.
at least some type of insurance for my kids or something where they'll be set if I'm gone,
Okay.
pretty much.
Okay.
Um, kids have already had college paid for, they're good.
Hmm.
Um, I picture myself like living on a beach somewhere or maybe in another country. Living my best life at 60.
Well, okay. So trust funds, college, businesses. Where's all this money gonna come from?
Well, that's what I'm actually trying to figure out now. Uh, I'm basically interested in becoming my own boss, um, building my own empire pretty much. I know realistically it's not going to take just me. I know in life, a lot of things are based off of partnerships, networking, things like that. But I want to get to a point where I'm my own boss. I
Why?
have,
Why do you want to be your own boss?
okay, good question. Very good
Hmm.
question. When it comes to like 9 to 5 jobs, I've always felt, I guess, I always felt being in a position of being told what to do and having to like just communicate with somebody over me always made
Hmm.
me feel like I don't want to have to do that.
So do you do realize that everything that you listed out, trust funds, college, businesses, retirement at 60, living your best life, you're gonna be told what to do by a lot of people.
Hmm.
You got a lot of different authorities over you.
Okay.
I'm just saying, millionaires have bosses.
Okay.
Billionaires have bosses.
Okay.
What kind of business would you want to have to fund all this?
So, like I said, well, like I was trying to say, everything's a learning process. And honestly, I'm not sure what's going to really bring me to the top. I know as of right now, I'm in the beginning stages. I have an online boutique set up at the
Okay.
moment. I'm waiting on products to come in, but I'm also interested in podcasting and possibly creating courses towards like maybe like financing, budgeting, things of that sort, parenting. It's like a broad spectrum
That's
of
a
things.
lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's a broad
Finance to
spectrum.
finance to parenting. So, did you go to college?
I'm currently in college, actually.
You're 27,
28.
28. So, what state do you live in?
I'm in Louisiana.
So what kind of annual income do you think you would need to live that lifestyle?
As far as like
Yeah, how much money you gonna
my
need?
goals,
Yeah. Yeah, everything that you say you want. You have 3 kids. You want them to have college and trust funds, and you want the businesses, you travel, retire. How much money you think you're gonna need to make a year? Because it's pretty, pretty broad life.
yeah. Annually, I'm thinking maybe 250 to 500K.
Okay, and how many? So if you split the difference, that's 300 and some $1,000 a year
Yeah.
by yourself.
Mhm.
What percentage of women in this country make that amount of money?
I'm gonna be honest and say I really don't know, but I would like to know.
You're like around 0.5%,
Okay.
0.1%. And what kind of professions uh, pay that kind of money consistently?
Professions. So we're
Hmm?
saying like as far okay.
Yeah, to make 300 some odd $1,000 a year, what would a woman need to do?
Oh well, doctor, obviously, or at least close to that amount.
Hmm.
Lawyers,
Hmm.
um, business owners, like
What kind of business?
hmm, real estate. Real estate can
Real estate salesperson, or real estate is broad. People often say real estate, but what do you mean?
I know when you're like I know people when I think of real estate
Hmm.
and I think of like higher incomes with real estate, I think of people who are like selling homes.
Yeah,
So
you're thinking of people who are selling expensive homes,
yes.
but those are very limited.
Okay.
There are people who sell those kind of homes are limited, and the people who can buy those kind of homes are limited. So, I mean, often people think of real estate because you don't have to go to college for it.
Right.
Everything you've talked about,
hmm
you need to go to college for.
hmm
But you didn't go to college, or you're in college now for what?
Business administration right now.
Which is a meaningless degree.
Yeah, it's a very
So, so for what your dreams are pretty extravagant.
hmm
Did your mother and father make that kind of money?
nah, not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
No. My mom touched like 100,000, She's
What is she? She's a what?
an RN, a registered nurse.
Did she make that during your childhood?
At one point during my childhood, but mainly closer to when I was like older. But
Your mom, as a nurse, made $150,000.
at one point, yeah.
Okay. What'd your dad do?
My dad was so I met my dad when I was like 17.
Okay, so he
But
wasn't there. What do your children's fathers do?
one's an entrepreneur, I'm not gonna lie. One of them actually is doing something with himself, but the other two, one's not involved.
So
Um,
I gotta ask a question. A
sure.
woman who comes from Louisiana, who seems to come from, let's just say, middle class.
hmm
The lifestyle you just described was upper class.
hmm
Now, you why jump from middle class to upper class? Somebody's got to pay for that.
hmm
Why not just middle class?
Mm, well, I just personally don't want to settle for middle class. I want to create, and like I said, I know I possibly won't be able to do it on my own. I mean, anything is possible. I do preach that. But
You won't be able to do it on your own. You mean with a man?
I wouldn't say I need a man, but definitely uh business partnerships, people to network with, people who could help me develop. into what I'm trying to develop into. I'm not saying I know it all because I don't.
So what's wrong with being this average, normal?
Mm, I guess I'm just not resonating with it. I want more.
Okay.
I desire
Wanting is fine. What kind of grades did you make in high school?
pretty good grades.
What is that? What's your GPA?
When I graduated high school, my GPA was a 3.6.
Okay. But you didn't go to college.
I did on and off.
But you did okay. You want an upper class lifestyle, but you didn't do what it takes to make upper class money the legal way.
hmm
You say you're not resonating with. Why do you have to resonate with what you are? I
Okay,
mean, Louisiana is one of the poorest states in the union, and
that
your
is
people
absolutely
and
true.
your people aren't rich. And even as a mother with three children from three different guys, and you're in school for business administration, that is not a degree you go to school for to make money.
hmm
So that's really just. I did a broadcast yesterday about University of Southern California, USC, selling $115,000 social work degrees to make $52,000 a year.
hmm
The kind of lifestyle you're talking about, man, comes with being a high-end executive or a high-end professional.
hmm
But in our community, we often talk about real estate because you don't have to go to college, or somehow being an entrepreneur or business owner, as if people pay you money for nothing.
Right.
You got to do something. Competence gets compensated. Where did this appetite for our upper class lifestyle come from? Because you didn't come from it, so you didn't see it.
hmm
Where did it come from?
Well, even though my mom and dad weren't upper class, I do have family members that are. And not only that, I guess just the want to create or give my children that upper class lifestyle, you
But your
know.
children aren't upper class.
Okay.
I mean, they're not.
No, they're not.
I mean, okay, everybody wants to give their kids the best.
hmm
But in order to give the kids the best, you have to have it yourself. Have you
Right.
lived your life in such a way to think it's possible to do what you're talking about?
Right.
I'm asking.
I don't feel that I've I've taken the proper steps in my younger years
Mm-hmm.
to set myself up for the lifestyle that I want.
Okay.
But I also am a firm believer that anything is possible
Mm-hmm.
if the action is there. Like you said earlier, preach. You said earlier. Um,
Well, if the actions are there,
mhm.
but how many times do you hear average, everyday, middle class people say that?
um,
I mean, you have girlfriends or homies that you talk with about your dreams,
honestly, no, I don't
but
really
you
have.
see it. But you see it online. I know I see it every day. Middle
hmm
class and lower middle class people every day talking about it's all possible,
hmm
faith and all this other stuff. All right. Well, if it's all possible, and if they all got it, wouldn't that mean you'd have to have even more money because 300,000 would be the new normal?
hmm
Is it really all possible? If 1/10 of 1% of women earn $300,000, that ain't even 1%.
Okay.
Is it really possible? It's possible, but is it probable?
Okay.
And see, a
I
lot of you ladies talk about possibilities. instead of probabilities. And everything you said, you said you're going to do this as a single woman. What is the likelihood of that? What is the probability of that?
Well, statistically speaking, it is um, a kind of a very slim chance.
Well, I mean, what I'm trying to say is ultimately, if you have two kids and you said the fathers and three kids and two of the fathers aren't really doing anything,
Mm-hmm.
all right, well, then how do you go from that situation to trust funds for your kids and college paid for your kids? And it all revolves around this business
Mm-hmm.
that you haven't defined. And you'd have to make $300,000+ from that business.
Mm-hmm.
That's take home pay.
Right.
That's not earned. That's not so. That's more of a dream.
Okay.
I mean, I don't unless you have a plan. It's not like you said. I'm going to school. I'm going to go to law school, and then I'm planning to go be a trial lawyer or a corporate. And I mean, right now I'm going to go to business. Business is one of the easiest degrees to get.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's common,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna get a common degree, an average degree, and you live the middle class average lifestyle. But for you, somehow it's going to turn into rich. How is that going to happen?
Well, that's why I'm on here to learn. Whether I mentor from whoever, I don't know every step it takes to get to a certain level of class. But I know that I have the willingness to learn. I know that.
Okay, there are people who have your same willingness to learn, everything else, but the kind of money you're talking about,
Mm-hmm.
it's just not possible. It's not probable. I mean, think about how many people who want the same outcome. How
Right.
many people can get it?
Right.
So I'm asking, why not just live a life that's within your reach?
Mm,
And you don't want to live normal.
I mean, I can live a life that's within my reach, but am I
Well,
going to give up on what I want to or ideally want to become? No,
but
I'm not going to give
okay, but give up on what you want to become. What is that?
up. If I'm going to be 100% honest, a millionaire. Like, period. Am I?
See, this is one thing I don't understand is that when I was coming up, people expected to do what their parents did, maybe a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
You guys expect to do 10 times better than the people that raised you.
Right.
Well, if that became the new normal, that would still be doing what your parents did. Y'all expect to become millionaires just because you have the smartphone and the internet. People don't just pay you for nothing.
Nope.
All right, and you don't have those skills.
Skills
You
can be
don't,
learned.
they can't. Not with 3 children. No, they can't.
Okay.
No, they can't. I'm not gonna sit there and lie to you. At 27 years old with an 11-year-old and these kids, that can't be. What skills are those? Where would you go? Yes, true. Skills can be learned. Where would you go learn them?
Well, I guess the beneficial thing about the technical world we live in right now is there are ways to research and just kind of branch out to people who are on a certain level,
Uh-huh.
wanting to share how they got to that level,
Okay.
and you pay for that knowledge.
Okay. Where do you go? So you're gonna find a guru or somebody, and you pay them.
A
You're gonna find a mentor or somebody who knows. How much you got to pay them for that?
Not sure what's like. I guess the average cost is anywhere between $2,000 to $5,000 for like certain events. Work.
So you think you can find somebody and pay them $3,500 is the average,
Okay.
$3,000 to become a millionaire?
Well, it's not necessary to become a millionaire, but it's to give you the knowledge to set yourself up to what goals and dreams you have. Now,
Okay, so they're gonna give you. You're gonna go to a seminar or a course, and they'll give you a blueprint,
pretty
but
much
you got to work it. You know who makes the money off of that?
the mentor or guru or whatever.
Yeah, man. This is why people of color are so susceptible to get rich quick schemes and multi-level marketing, because we all seem to think that we can take pennies or dollars
Mhm.
and give it to somebody, and then they can just shake it up and give us back $1 million. You can't even do that on the street. You can't even take $3,000 on the street and turn it into $1 million like that.
Okay.
Because if